Last but not least, my Pisces. Hello Pisces, welcome to my channel. You clicked on this video if you wanted to find out what would be a good match for Pisces energy, especially also when it comes to divine counterpart energy. So welcome to my channel, and I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Janine. I am an astrologer, I am a spiritual coach, I am a manifestation coach, a psychic medium, and also, of course, I am available for personal coaching and for your own personal astrology chart analysis. And in this video, we're going to talk about, again, different kind of counterpart connections, like the split twin flames, the monadic twin flames, the soul twins, soulmates, of course, and the mirror souls, and the different archetypes. But I always have to say, we're talking about archetypes. This might not apply to you specifically, because if you probably clicked here on here, if you're a Pisces sun, but you have other things going on in your chart as well, so we would have to analyze the entire chart. Okay, you cannot take one aspect and have like a total thing going on. But again, let's talk about good matches for Pisces. And honestly, I need to repeat myself, I said it in every video, your soulmate can be a divine counterpart, can be any sign, even those you may have read about that they're not a good match. Let's, for example, pick Aries energy. Aries is very fast forward, can be very aggressive if it's unhealed, and Pisces energy can be very sensitive. So maybe Pisces and Aries are not the best match, but again, don't worry, because maybe you are a Pisces, but you may have an Aries rising sign, or you may have an Aries moon sign, or maybe you have the sun or the moon in the first house, which would be the Aries house, which would mean that you automatically also have Aries energy, or maybe you have the energy of your person's moon sign. Everything is important. Or your person, the Aries in this example, would maybe have a Pisces moon or Pisces rising, or their sun or moon in the 12th house, which is your guys' house, and then would have Pisces energy. Okay, so we have to analyze the entire chart to see if it would be a good match or not. And also we need to analyze synastry, and synastry is your birth chart on top of your person's birth chart, and then we would check if there is good connections between your planets, because even though your sun signs may not be the best matching signs, or your moon signs, maybe you do have some connections between the planets that indicate a long-lasting loving relationship. Okay, so we again would have to analyze the entire thing. So please never say no to a person just because you read that their sun sign may not be a match. We have to analyze everything. So your divine counterpart could be something where other people say, oh, that would not be a match. Okay, what you do find very often in soulmate connections is something I just mentioned already. You probably have like, it's that you have a sun moon rising sign, and one of those would be in the other person's like signs as well. For example, you are a Pisces, so they might be a Pisces rising sign or Pisces moon, or maybe you are something in your moon sign and they would have that as their sun sign or rising sign, or the other way around. Let's take Aries again, for example. You have Aries energy in your moon or rising energy, or the house, of course. So we do find that a lot. However, even if you don't have that, don't worry about it, because again, you may have some amazing connection in your synastry that still could indicate a very amazing relationship. And it goes the other way around. When we talk now about good connections, good signs, maybe in your personal charts that would not be a good thing, because it would be a square, or lots of squares going on. So we always have to check it individually. Okay, but we're talking about the archetype now, the archetype of Pisces, and what would be a good match for the archetype of Pisces. Again, any sign can be your divine counterpart, your love for the rest of your life, depending on other stuff going on in your chart. There is a soul connection that is called a mirror soul, and a mirror soul will have a lot of sameness with you. And for example, they would be a Pisces sun as well. They may have the same moon sign, and they have a lot of sameness. So a good match for you, for Pisces, could be another Pisces. However, always say that kind of like depends on your level of maturity, because if you have old baggage, unhealed stuff, law of attraction, you can only attract what matches your energy. And then if you would attract a Pisces, and that goes for any sign of course, you would attract somebody who is also unhealed and has their shadow work to do, and then it would not be a good match, because another Pisces would have the same shadows as you do, and you could drive each other crazy. Maybe both of you are cannot talk about something that bothers them, and if nobody ever talks about it, then of course that could not really work in a relationship. So another Pisces, again, if there's still a lot of shadows, could not be a good match, because you would trigger each other like crazy. However, if you are more evolved, then another Pisces would be a good thing for you, because you would get each other since you are the same energy, and that could be a very good thing. However, attracting another Pisces, and again we're just talking about the archetype of soul twin, so you would have more than one thing in common. It's not a connection that will trigger an immense spiritual growth, because the same energy, you need something different in order to trigger something, not the same thing again, you know. But that is okay, because not every soul came down here for this immense spiritual awakening journey. Not everybody wanted to do that and chose to do that template. Or you may be going through an awakening not because of this connection. Maybe you won't get triggered because of the connection. Maybe you have something else, maybe mental problems, health problems, family, work, you know, or you decide to go meditating by yourself and then have the spiritual awakening. So not every soul that came down here chose to have the ascension journey, awakening, triggering journey by another person romantically. Some have it with friends too. I have clients where that happens with friendships. So yeah, again, another Pisces could be a good match. However, again, that is something that is not indicating a massive growth, which not every soul wanted to do, so that's completely fine. Another soul connection, and it's a beautiful one, would be soul twins, not twin souls, not twin flames, soul twins. And a soul twin connection has a lot in common with you, and I like to use the metaphor of twins, like biological twins, but not identical twins, you know, like two fertilized eggs, and then they were born, and they're not identical. However, they made the same experience, they grew up in the same household at the same time, and so they are a lot alike. However, they are still different. And for you guys, Pisces, that would be another water sign, and the other water signs would be Scorpio or Cancer. And we do have it here. This is the water symbol. It is a feminine element, and it doesn't have the line, so it's one of the emotional elements. So we got fire and water, and another water sign would be a good match because you already share this water energy. However, they are different because you guys are ruled by Neptune and Jupiter. You got two rulers, Jupiter being the traditional ruler before Neptune was discovered, and so you have two rulers. And Cancer is ruled by the moon, and then we do have Scorpio, which is ruled by Mars and Pluto. Scorpio also has two rulers, and so they bring other energies since they are connected to other planets. They bring other energies to the table. However, you share this water, this emotional energy, so you do get each other. And the thing is, in astrology, the other water elements would form trines because they're 120 degree apart from you guys, from Pisces, and they form trines, and trines is the most harmonious connection in astrology, the most harmonious aspect. It's the flowing aspect, and that would mean it's a very easy going relationship. Again, you may say, oh, I had a Scorpio in the past, there was a catastrophe. Yeah, we have to check the entire birth chart, and also if you have unhealed shadows, you will attract an unhealed person, and then that can create trauma bonding or something toxic going on. So again, we have to always see the entire thing. But if you are more evolved, then you could attract a soul twin, and that could be like a reward, because soul twin connections again are usually very easy flowing. And if you would want to think about past lives, then you could say you did something well in a past life and you got rewarded with a soul twin, because again, those are usually people you meet and you realize very quickly, oh, we go together very nicely, and then they grow old together because they just have this harmonious, well-matching relationship going on. However, soul twins, again, a little bit more than the mirror souls, we don't have too much evolving going on, because there is all of this harmonious stuff, and usually shadow work and the triggering and the painful stuff is what is triggering the spiritual ascension, and we don't have that here going on so much. But again, not every soul chose to do that. Some came here to chill, or they had other stuff to heal, and then they got this connection as a reward. That could be the case, of course, as well. But again, a very harmonious connection. It's an amazing connection, honestly. It's very loving. Another connection for you Pisces, when we talk about the split twin, would be Virgo, and we do see it here. We have the two feminine energies. Water is you guys, and then we got earth. And why feminine? When you say split twin, there is a masculine and a feminine energy. Yes, absolutely. But split twins were one soul that split into two. Okay, they still share the oversoul, and the oversoul already is either more feminine or more masculine. In your case, more feminine. However, a soul always has both aspects in them, and so the more feminine soul split, and one part got the more feminine energy and a little bit of the masculine, and the other part got the more masculine energy and a little bit of the feminine energy. And still the opposite sign could always only be either masculine or feminine, because in astrology the odd houses, the first, third, fifth, and so on, are always masculine, which means the opposite house must be not masculine as well. And the even houses, 2, 4, 6, have to be feminine, so the opposing houses are always feminine. And so for you guys, the opposite, guys are ruled by the 12th house, or you're ruling your 12th house, and down here the 6th house is Virgo. It is your polar opposite, and that can either go very well or not at all, because again, you are polar opposites. And so you need to have some middle ground. You need a third energy to balance the opposite. And the third energy, for example, could be having the same moon sign, or you are a Virgo sun and a Pisces sun, but the sun is in the same house, so it is loaded with the same energy. Or in my case, my twin flame, my split twin, and I are both Virgos, but in opposing houses. So split twins will have a lot in common, but again, a lot in opposites as well. That is very important for them. This connection, and that is why a split twin connection is as painful, gives you the ability to do your shadow work and to do the ascension, like the awakening, because they are so different and they act different. We got the runner chaser dynamic usually, and that is what is basically triggering the awakening and ascension, because of the difficulties. And an opposition in astrology is one of the difficult placements. However, they are always balancing each other out. They, like a square is something that it's like a karmic connection, that is something that can be overcome. However, the opposition will always influence the other person. So when you are confronted with a split twin energy, it is your job to balance your own energy, and by doing that you will balance the other person's energy. And then actually, even though Virgo is your complete opposite, it could be your perfect match, because it brings something else to the table. Virgo has what you don't have, and you have what Virgo lacks. So when you guys come together, you bring even more to the table, and you can create a bigger third energy, because again, you absolutely would complement each other, but only if you have common ground. If you don't have anything in common, then you would be too different. And I actually recorded a video, you will see it in my list. It is called something like opposing, complementary, and same energies in astrology. And I was talking about my experience with a Pisces guy, and again, I am a Virgo, and I don't have anything Pisces in my chart, and he didn't have anything Virgo or anything similar, so we didn't get each other. There was no fighting going on. He was a nice guy, but we did not get each other. We could have come from different planets and spoken a completely different language. So if you have something in common, then you can balance the opposition, and then again it would be your perfect match. Why? Because again, you do share the oversoul, and since you do share the oversoul, of course you need to have shared same energy, and then it's split. So you were one once, so of course this would be your perfect match. But again, that doesn't mean that every Virgo out there is your split twin flame, or even if you are dealing with a Virgo, does not automatically mean that you're your split twin flame. We need to check the entire chart. You know, it needs to translate into your synastry, and again, it's you need to have more things opposite and more things in common than just one aspect. But again, the split twin journey is an amazing chance to grow, to ascend. So it is painful in the beginning, but then you learn to balance the energy, and then it's your perfect match. Another perfect match for you, Pisces. You see it here, we got the water and we got the fire here, and you see those are counterparts because they're the emotional elements, and they're the masculine and the feminine. So we got masculine and feminine energy going on, and for you it would be Sagittarius. And if you're wondering why Sagittarius, well, I just mentioned you guys are ruled by Neptune, co-ruled by Jupiter, and the other sign that Jupiter rules would be Sagittarius. So you guys, you see, you're the feminine placement, you would be the yin, the feminine aspect of Jupiter, and Sagittarius would be the masculine, the yang aspect of Jupiter. And as I said with the twin flames, they need a third entity, a third energy, like the moon in the same sign, for example, to balance it out. And you already automatically have that because you automatically have Jupiter energy that you share. And so there is sameness in itself, but yet yin yang, because it's the feminine and the masculine aspect of Jupiter. So yes, Sagittarius would be your perfect match, actually, even though you guys are squaring in astrology, but that is okay because again, you get each other. You are Jupiter energy. Again, a monadic twin flame, however, it's not just because you are Pisces and Sagittarius. You will have the moon in yin yang, you will have other placements in yin yang energy. Pretty much like all of the planets will be somewhat connected in a monadic twin flame. They're very rare connections. However, even if you're not dealing with a monadic twin flame, yeah, a Sagittarius would be a very, very good counterpart for you, again, because you already share Jupiter energy, so you get each other, and then you're yin yang, so you would complement each other in a very amazing way. And another word about monadic twin flames, you would only meet if you have one. They're very rare, and that is something your soul would have chosen prior to incarnating. They would only meet after they have been through the healing and awakening journey. They are usually older when they meet, and again, they already have dealt with most of their shadow work. So if you're like 15 or 25 and you're still like being triggered and you got the running chasing dynamic and all of that, that would not be your monadic twin flame. Okay, you can only attract a monadic twin flame if you have one. If you have done the shadow work, you can only attract union with a split twin flame. If you have done the shadow work, you can only attract union, or you probably could only attract a soul twin if you have done your shadow work. Okay, any divine counterpart connection, in order to get to union, you will have to have healed all of those shadows. But again, let's sum it up. Very important, your divine counterpart, if it's a soulmate, can have any sign. You need to check out the entire chart. Then another good placement for you would be Pisces, if you are evolved, and because you get each other, you're the same. Then the other water signs, we got Cancer, and we got Pisces. Cancer and Scorpio would be good for you. Then we have the opposite would be Virgo. If you can balance that, it could be your perfect counterpart. And then of course we got Sagittarius, since you do share the Jupiter energy. If this video helped, you, please show it to me by liking, subscribing, hitting the bell icon. Please share my videos with your friends if they are into spirituality as well. It is my mission to help as many people as possible. You can book your own individual astrology analysis with me. You can check out my videos about celebrity couples, then you see exactly what you would get. And again, I am available for personal coaching, and I wish you, Pisces, all the best, and bye bye. I see you in my other videos or in a personal coaching. Bye bye.